Ladies and gentlemen, delegates, honored guests, welcome back to CANSEC. Bienvenue à CANSEC. I have waited 3 long years to say those words. 3 ans remplis d'incertitude et de frustration, de détermination et d'espoir, de collaboration et maintenant de conflit. If you told me when I walked off this stage in May 2019 that it would be June 2022 before I got back up here again, I would have never believed you. Because what could possibly stop us, this community of innovators and problem solvers? Surely no obstacle was insurmountable. Surely the show must go on. But we've lived through something unprecedented. The pandemic has tested our businesses, our sector, our military, our government, our citizens in ways big and small, public and private. In recent months, we've also seen the disruption of a global order we took for granted. We've witnessed both horrors in real time and the resilience of a people, the Ukrainian people fighting for their country and our democracies. Each of you in this room is keenly aware of the toll that all of this has taken on you, your families, and our world. But I'm not here this morning to dwell on what's been lost or what we could still stand to lose. Instead, I want to focus on what we've gained, on all that we've accomplished, and all that we have to look forward to. In 2019, I began this address by telling you how proud I was of our community and all that it does for Canada. But it was nothing compared to how I felt, how many of you in this room felt, when COVID-19 reached Canada's shores in March 2020, and rather than stepping back or stepping aside, our industry stood up and said, what can we do? How can we help? Within weeks, PPE rolled off assembly lines, field hospitals and checkpoints went up, medical apps and cyber resources were launched, rapid testing pilot projects rolled out. Then the first planes and trucks filled with life-saving vaccines began to arrive, and again we asked, what can we do? We made ventilators, clinics opened in company parking lots, nurses were deployed to remote communities, shots went into arms, families were reunited. And still we asked, what can we do? What more can we do? So we did what we've always done best, churning out the kind of economic activity that would bolster Canada's recovery. Nos chantiers, nos entrepôts, nos salles de réunion, nos laboratoires bourdonnaient d'activités. Et de nouveaux métiers se sont ouverts ici au Canada et à l'étranger. We adapted and we collaborated. We put choppers in the air. We put ships in the water. We put Canadians to work. And then, just as it seemed some sense of normalcy was returning, we were faced with a new threat. A threat to international peace and stability, to democracy and national sovereignty. So again, our industry asked, what can we do? Canadian companies have stood shoulder to shoulder with government and the CAF, providing equipment and services to the people of Ukraine as they defend their native soil. These past 27 months have shown me exactly what Canada's defense, security, and cyber industries are capable of, and you've proven beyond the shadow of a doubt that we are at our best when called upon to be a part of something bigger, to lend our creativity, our talent, our expertise to the shared defense of this nation, its people, and our allies. It's a lesson that we have to take to heart as we move forward, as Canada works to shore up international alliances in a volatile world, as new threats emerge, and as the largest military modernization in recent memory continues to unfold. I mean modernization here in the broadest sense. Yes, Canada needs to be prepared to defend itself, but there's an evolution we're witnessing within our Canadian Armed Forces. Throughout the pandemic, in our darkest hours, the CAF was there. In communities across the country, and when those same communities were threatened by fire and flood or a tainted water supply, our men and women in uniform were there. When the international community called for aid, they were there. We are profoundly grateful. Each time CAF boots hit the ground in British Columbia, in Kabul, in Iqaluit, in Ukraine, they're supported by equipment and technology that industry's proud to have made. We probably made the actual boots. We must acknowledge and support the most important work unfolding within our military right now, namely a changing of its culture and the rebuilding of trust. These are matters of national security, and industry too must work to ensure that our community is a place where everyone can feel welcome and secure. I want to conclude this morning on a note of optimism. As I said off the top, it's been 3 long years since we've been able to gather under this roof. In a time of relentless technological advancement, it might as well have been 3 decades. Our industry is not what it was the last time I stood before you. Our world is not what it was. But our commitment to the safety and security of Canadians, that sacred and shared responsibility, will never change. It, above all else, endures. After all we've achieved, after all we've overcome, and amidst the world's chaos, how can we not be hopeful? The long arc of our sector's evolution bends towards a bright future. When I look to the future, I see Canada and Canadian industry continuing to play a pivotal role in innovation and exploration and in solutions to our greatest challenges. I see Canadian-made ships patrolling our waters, Canadian firewalls around our critical infrastructure, Canadian eyes on our northern borders, and Canadian astronauts on the moon. There's so much to look forward to. But for today, I hope you'll take time to simply savor this moment, because against all odds, we're back. Je vous souhaite un excellent 2 jours ici à CANSEC. I wish you all a fantastic show. Thank you. Merci.